Hey everyone, it's Vanessa and welcome back to my channel. And here it is, the video many of you have been requesting this year, my top 10 singles resorts. And before we get into it, I'd like to discuss how I decided my list because many travelers equate party resorts and singles resorts as being the same thing. Yes, a good singles resort has many activity and dining and drinking options with usually an emphasis on nighttime entertainment. But the main thing that makes a good singles resort is sociable guests. You want to meet people, socialize, and have a fun environment that encourages guests to mingle. There are plenty of party resorts out there where a big group of guests show up and then just stick among themselves. But with these 10 properties, everyone is super friendly and guests love to socialize with each other. So whether you're looking to meet other singles and enjoy their company for a few days, or maybe looking for a life partner, who knows? Anything's possible, right? I've got you covered. So let's get into the countdown. Number 10, Breathless Riviera Cancun. So this resort has had some of its marketing targeted toward couples, but that really hasn't worked because it's very much a singles resort. Located in Puerto Morelos, Mexico, about 40 minutes south of Cancun, this adults-only all-inclusive has a very modern design and look with beautiful suites, and this style has helped attract a young and sociable crowd. The big negative of this resort is the beach, which isn't great. It's got a lot of seaweed, but honestly, no one cares or pays attention to the beach at all because the real draw for singles is the property's 3 pools, one of which is optionally topless, as well as the giant whirlpool which fits 35 people. And that's where you'll find champagne and foam parties with go-go dancers and even a DJ who plays all day and night, 20 hours at a time. All of this making the perfect fun and social atmosphere for singles. It also doesn't hurt that they offer endless event and activity options. Volleyball games are big here, a great way to meet people, especially the celebrations afterward at Wink Bar, which is one of 9 bars at this resort, including a champagne bar, rooftop lounge, and nightclub. And when you're ready to book a trip, be sure to check out their website, which highlights their rotating party themes, and they really go all out with everything from circus performers to fire dancers and magicians. You name it, they do it. So this is definitely not the type of atmosphere that would attract most couples, but singles love this place. And if you're looking to meet and party with other singles, this is the perfect resort for you. Number 9, Fontainebleau Miami Beach. No, you don't need to leave the US to find a good singles resort, and while South Beach probably isn't the best place to find Mr. or Mrs. Right, it's a great place to find other singles to have a good time with. You've got beautiful beaches, beautiful people, and some of the best nightlife anywhere. And right in the middle of it all is this property, which is actually one of the biggest resorts in the area with 1,504 rooms and suites. Now, is it the nicest resort in Miami? No. It was originally built in the 1950s, attracting guests like Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack, and finally underwent a much-needed billion-dollar reno in 2008. But even that is starting to show some wear. But there's no question that this is the place for singles, whether you want to meet people while grabbing a drink, shopping, dining, or just relaxing by the beach or pools. This is the perfect resort for that. Other properties like SLS or the Delano, or most especially 1 Hotel South Beach, are undoubtedly newer and more luxurious and just hipper and sleeker. But the guests tend to be a bit snobby and standoffish, whereas Fontainebleau is much more of a fun and relaxed social scene. This resort also features 11 pools, and the large main pool has a wonderful bar and techno music always playing, but the even bigger draw during the day is the adults-only Arcadia Day Club, which features great weekend pool parties and really great DJs. But probably the most well-known thing about this resort is Live Nightclub, one of the most famous nightclubs in the US. Everyone's heard of this place, and every celebrity has been seen here, which makes it a little tough to get in, even if you're staying at the resort. Plus, I have to warn you, they're very strict on dress code, unless you're super famous, of course, so be sure to pack accordingly. But if you get in, you have access to not only endless opportunities to meet other singles, but the chance to see some of the most famous performers in the world who regularly make appearances. Crazy thing about this resort is that kids are allowed, but nothing about this place is family friendly. But it is, of course, perfect for singles. And if you live in the US, it's the perfect resort to visit for the weekend and have a quick getaway and have plenty of opportunities to meet fun and attractive singles. Number 8, La Concha Renaissance San Juan. I don't talk nearly enough about Puerto Rico in my reviews. I will be doing that more. But if there's an ideal place for singles, it's La Concha, which is the star resort in beautiful Condado Beach. And let me tell you, it attracts a constant stream of young guests, both visitors and locals, who come dressed to the nines, ready to see and be seen. And the big meeting spot is the beautiful airy lobby, which makes for a very stylish meeting space during the day, and then transforms the night into a club style of space with low lighting and great dance music. So a very cool vibe at this property, which attracts big groups of friends, but they're usually very social and friendly, so don't hesitate to strike up a conversation. The pools are very nice here as well, especially the adults-only Infinity Suite pool, which is guarded by staff to keep non-guests out. They're very strict about that. But I actually prefer the bigger multi-tiered pool, which is lit with neon lights at night, and that's a big hangout spot after dark. The 24-hour casino is another social spot, not quite as single-friendly as the other places I've mentioned though, especially the lobby, which is where most of the mingling happens. The one downside of this resort is that service can be on the slower side, from checking in to getting drinks delivered. Very friendly, but a bit slow. And I honestly think that's because they're overwhelmed by number of guests at this resort draws just as many locals as it does tourists. But that's what makes this place such a special spot for singles. You don't just meet the usual tourists, but many locals socialize here as well, making it the perfect place to get out there, meet new people, and have a great time. Oh, and don't forget to dress well. That goes a long way here. Number 7, Temptation Cancun. Located right in the hotel zone, this is a famous, or very infamous, depending on who you talk to, all-inclusive party resort. But let's focus on the singles aspect because it's one of the only resorts on my list that was designed specifically with single vacationers 21 and over in mind. And something that gets overlooked is how nice the property is. Renovated in 2017 with a very modern style, and a booking tip for you guys. If you book a room in the newer tower building, you'll get direct access to the rooftop pool and bar, which will give you even more opportunity to meet other singles. Just know that the walls in the rooms are pretty thin, which can make for a pretty big noise issue in a resort like this. And while the optional topless beach and pool areas have drawn the most attention, the thing that makes this place such a perfect resort for singles is the staff-led activities, which are specifically designed to introduce singles to each other in fun and adventurous ways, from a booze cruise to Isla Mujeres to team water baseball on the beach, and of course, foam parties. And don't be surprised if the staff give you a little nudge and introduce you to people if you're not putting yourself out there. This is definitely not a resort for shy people. And then at night, the entertainment continues with everything from cabaret shows to pajama and lingerie casino. Plus, downtown Cancun is only 10 minutes away. So very unique activity options here. There's never a dull or boring moment. And if you're looking to meet some of the most outgoing singles you can find, this is the resort for it. Number 6, Body Holiday St. Lucia. And this is my pick for health and body conscious singles to meet like-minded guests. So the thing that I love about this resort for singles is that unlike many resorts out there, You could even say that's true of my last pick. There's no forced interactions among guests. Everyone just introduces themselves very naturally, and more than any of my other choices, it's super easy to do so because you already have things in common. And it also works if you're traveling solo and just want a place to relax where you don't stick out. It works for every scenario. So let's get into the specifics of this place, beginning with its location on the northwest tip of St. Lucia, which is very secluded, with the downside being the hour-and-a-half drive from the airport. And while it is considered to be a wellness resort, the focus here is about connecting with nature and others, as well as pushing yourself to get outside of your comfort zone to try new activities. And because this is more of a relaxing social atmosphere, many of the social opportunities here are going to be much more low-key than in your typical singles resorts, beginning with their afternoon tea at their very nice clubhouse, which has an adjoining lounge, and it attracts a surprising number of guests every day. But this resort has an endless amount of activity from morning till late at night, from golf and tennis lessons to archery, gymnastics, yoga and fitness classes, even night dives, which are a really fun group activity. So you'll always be busy, hopefully so busy that you won't notice the lack of televisions. And while it doesn't really offer the usual selection of pool parties and nightclubs that most of the other resorts on my list provide, it gives you more of a natural, organic draw for singles, attracting everyone from fitness buffs to yoga gurus and just general outdoor enthusiasts who want to meet and interact with other singles with the same interests. So if fitness and the outdoors is more your speed than parties and nightclubs, this is the perfect singles resort for you. Number 5, Hotel Riu Palace Paradise Island, the adult and singles answer to the much more family-friendly Atlantis resort. This adults-only all-inclusive is perfect for singles who want to mingle, and one I really recommend for solo travelers as well. So it sits on Cabbage Beach in the Bahamas, right next to the beach tower of Atlantis. It's literally easy walking distance, and this resort is always fun and lively, especially after it became adults only in 2017, with a constant party atmosphere, especially around the pool area. Now, the downside of the property being in such a high traffic zone is that a lot of vendors roam this strip of sand, selling and renting everything from jet skis to banana boats, hair braiding, toys and souvenirs. They've got it all, and it definitely contributes to the noise and busyness of the area. But I still highly recommend this resort for many reasons. First of all, the style is very nice and modern, and each of the rooms have free minibars, furnished balconies, and 24-hour room service. And if you'd like to grab a day pass to visit Atlantis, it's a win-win as the nightly rates are much more reasonable. Plus, it's huge that meals are included, considering how pricey food is at Atlantis. And it's actually one of the few all-inclusives in the Bahamas. But the best part for singles is definitely the constant fun and social vibe. People specifically choose this resort over the Atlantis to party away from families. And the infinity pool with swim-up bar is a really fun spot to socialize and meet new people. They even offer really good jerk chicken poolside throughout the day. And then at night they have live music and shows. So other than the vendors, it's a really ideal place for singles. Kind of opposite of the atmosphere at Atlantis, you can enjoy the park, but still party with other singles as well. So definitely the best of both worlds. Number 4, Hotel Riu Guanacaste, Costa Rica. First of all, if you're a single on a strict budget, this is my pick for you because they always have great rates, but you still get a lot of experience for the money. So this is another all-inclusive, and it's located in an area of Costa Rica known for its beautiful beaches and wildlife, with 7 national parks in the area, but that's not why people come here. If there's one resort more than any other on my list, which is strictly for partiers and travelers looking to socialize and meet people, this is the resort. Don't come here if you're shy. In fact, its non-stop party atmosphere has drawn a lot of criticism of the resort, But I don't think that's fair because you should research these things beforehand, and that's why I'm giving you the heads up so you know what kind of experience you'd be signing up for. So it's kind of out of the way, about a 45-minute, pretty bumpy ride from the airport, and the beach, like most in the area, is very nice, but no one seems to notice, because as soon as you get there, you'll hear the noise from the big pool, which has very fun entertainment staff, and to put it bluntly, it's just a very booze-fueled party vibe all the time. Rooms, which are pretty basic, but again, not the focus here, all have liquor dispensers, and I do have to tell you the quality of alcohol throughout the property is pretty low, which is to be expected at this price point, but everyone still drinks a lot, and it doesn't seem to make a difference. There are some good aspects of this resort besides drinking and partying. The variety of food is pretty good with 4 restaurants, and like I said, the beach is lovely with protected turtle nests, and if you'd like to explore some of the best nature and wildlife in the world, you're in an ideal spot. Although there are a ton of bees, not sure why, but there's a bunch. But if you're single and want to have a good time on a budget, this is very much a judgment-free zone. Everyone is there with the same goal in mind, to have fun with other singles at this Riu resort. Number 3, Hard Rock Punta Cana. Those of you in the Passport Pages community probably knew this one was going to show up somewhere on my list, and it's such a huge all-inclusive that it's just perfect for everyone. Solo travelers can blend right in and find endless things to do. It's great for singles, it's great for families, even honeymooners. They offer so much that if there's one resort that's a crowd pleaser in every way, this is it. But since the focus of today's video is on singles, let's talk about why you'll love it. So first of all, it's located in the northern part of Bavaro, about a 30 to 40 minute drive from the Punta Cana airport, and because it's not close to any neighboring resorts, everything is very spread out, which unfortunately means a lot of walking. But I actually like to see it as exploring, as there's so much to check out all around the property. And unlike my last pick, this is not a party all day and night spring break type of place. You see a lot of groups of friends, even families with kids who stay in their sections, and most singles can be found at the adults-only Eden Pool, which is one of 13 pools around the property. And it's actually a quiet, for the most part, spot with good swim-up bar and daybed hammocks. One of the best things about this resort is the pool variety, with one to suit whatever mood you might be in. So if you are in the mood for a bit more of a party atmosphere, head over to the Eclipse and Central pools, which play loud music, and the vibe is much more energetic and social, with many singles spending the day here as well. I will say, no one ever mentions this, but this is one of the few resorts where you see a lot of bachelor and bachelorette parties. Not sure if they'd be considered single at that point, that's up for debate, but those are bigger groups and they love to socialize and get others to join in the celebration, especially at the pools during the day and then at the club and lounge at night. So don't be surprised if you see that and or maybe even asked to join in. But the Hard Rock is the best in Punta Cana in terms of sheer number of amenities. They've got it all, with big stylish rooms, huge casino, 12 dining options, and the food is actually good, 23 bars and lounges, beautiful beach, lots of entertainment at the theater and nightclub, and best of all, 13 pools. And it has a fun and social vibe without being too wild and crazy if that's not your thing. And I will say this is my singles resort pick for groups. It's ideal since it has something for everyone, so much so that groups have their own check-in area. So if you're looking to travel with a group of single friends and family, this is the best. Number 2, Grand Palladium Lady Hamilton. Such a fun all-inclusive, located about a 45-minute drive from Montego Bay, Jamaica, and the airport there, so it kind of feels a little bit secluded, but you don't really notice because it's so big. And while there are plenty of very nice and well-maintained green spaces everywhere, with sun decks and lounging areas to relax, The vibe of this resort is much more fun and festive than relaxing, which is a big reason so many singles are attracted to this place. But you can say the same for families and couples as well. The property attracts all types of travelers, but they have very well designated areas that guests stick to. So more specifically, they have family-friendly areas with kids' pool and water slides, as well as adults-only clothing-optional pool and beach zones, and these are of course the areas where singles spend most of their time. But the Grand Palladium really does live up to its name in every way. It's big, upscale, offers many pool and dining options, and even on-site shopping. It has a fresh and unique design and lots of activity options. Plus, I recommend checking out the Grand Palladium Jamaica next door, which has even more of a fun and social atmosphere with a huge 86,000 square foot pool complex, including a water park. But the reason I recommend staying at the Lady Hamilton instead is because of its more quiet and adult atmosphere, where Grand Palladium Jamaica is much more family-friendly with kids running around the beach and pools. So this is very much like an ideal scenario, just like Riu Palace on Paradise Island. You can enjoy the water park, but stay at the more adult-friendly Lady Hamilton and have the best of both worlds. And my number one singles resort is Barcelo Bavaro Beach, a wonderful adults-only all-inclusive, not to be confused with the more famous Barcelo Bavaro Palace next door, which is kid-friendly. So this resort complex is located in the Bavaro area of Punta Cana, 30 minutes from the airport, and it's actually got an interesting mix of vibes here. There are definitely relaxing and romantic parts of the property, which is where couples tend to stay, but not surprisingly, the pool bar attracts the singles, and it's much more of a social scene, with music playing, not too loudly though, and plenty of pool and beachside activities like volleyball and dancing. So everyone has a great time here. It's more of a flirty vibe than most of the resorts on my list, especially in the several jacuzzis located inside of the pool, so steer clear of those if that's not your thing. And if you'd like more activity options, you can always grab a quick shuttle ride next door to the Palace, which offers everything from windsurfing, sailing, water skiing, banana boat rides, golfing, and even a 24-hour casino. So there's no question that the Palace is bigger and has way more to offer in terms of amenities and activities, but it also attracts a very different crowd. And it's the guests at Bavaro Beach that make the difference. You'll see everyone, especially singles, having a fun time without getting too crazy like at many other resorts, all in a great setting with the most beautiful beach backdrop. I know pre-pandemic the resort even had a singles week during October, which is one of the few all-inclusive resorts that offered that, with Mr. and Miss contests, various team activities like volleyball during the day as icebreakers, themed dance nights from the 70s and 80s, just a great time for singles, and hopefully they'll be bringing that back. But that just shows how this has always been a great place for singles, and even without that event, there are still endless opportunities to meet and interact with other travelers in a very non-forced, natural way, making this my number one singles resort. So I hope I helped all you singles who've been requesting this video. Travel is a great way to meet people, and as things continue to reopen, there will be plenty more opportunities to do so. If you'd be interested in a future top 10 video for a specific type of traveler, whether it be families, couples, or groups, whatever you'd like to see next, drop me a comment below. That really helps. This is Vanessa for Passport Pages. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all very soon. Bye, everyone.